All right, we're replumbing all of the air lines on here. We're using the DOT fittings with the nylon, and it's just much easier to do this and less expensive than going back with these. With these AeroQuip lines are reusable, but they're so expensive to use, and these on here are very brittle. They've turned into pipes instead of hoses. So we're just replacing everything on here. New fittings everywhere and new airlines. Pretty easy job. Maybe $150 in materials, much cheaper than having all those individual hoses made, which probably would have been about $400, maybe $500. We're working on this DD3 diaphragms here. We're going to try and get the clamshells apart to replace the diaphragms, and then we're going to replace that dust boot on the front too. There's someone coming down the driveway. The other one has all four like it's supposed to. So these were working right, but you can see how much wear on the rubber on the inside, the seams on both of them. You know, it wasn't long before they were going to fail. That's the diaphragms for the DD3s. Very bad shape.
I don't like that one because kind of getting in.
The front and the front hubs aren't usable yet, and
so you've been here for 10 days, and it feels like you've been here how long?
It's either 2 days or a month. It depends on the moment.
I mean,
I think there's about a month of grime on the inside right now.
yeah, I don't know how long it takes to get the inside clean, but that's okay.
yeah, I don't know whether I have tan lines or grease lines anymore. I've gotten clean enough to tell yet.
That is funny.
I mean, seriously, I actually haven't been able to tell yet whether I'm still slightly dirty or it's okay.
Yeah.
Or grease lines. No, it's mostly tan lines, but occasionally it mixes in. All right, Jerry's gonna remove the S-cam from this side. Is that what you're working on?
Yes, sir.
So I've been setting up these wireless access points that are gonna go around the property. I got a few of them. Actually, we have 4 of them. Getting everything programmed and set up. I'm just doing speed tests to make sure everything's working, but not too hard to set up. A little bit complicated. I had to get my PC. I couldn't figure out how to do it on our Apple computer. It's the directions explained how to do it on PC, so it was just easier to get a PC. But I've had 2 of them on the property before, and I had some problems with them. They I think they got taken out by lightning. Like, lightning didn't actually strike them, but it just struck real close to them. Maybe the static electricity or something. But there is actually a ground on them, so I got some grounding rod, and I'm going to hook a ground actually to each one too this time. And hopefully that'll turn out better. But both of them quit working right after lightning storms out here. So Jerry's bus is a moth magnet. That is very large. I don't want to touch it, but just to give you some scale. That's beautiful. I have to look up what kind that is. So aerodynamic looking. And he also has another little baby rosy maple moth on his bus too. He had one last time when he was here. That one's small. So there's 2 cylinder liners. The smaller one is a 71 series, and the larger one is a 92. So just to show you the scale difference there. So 71 cubic inches per cylinder, 92 cubic inches per cylinder. The one's upside down, but you see how much larger the ports are too on the non-turbo 71, and then versus the turbo on the 92 there. So they're skinnier. You get the turbo ones for the 71 that are skinnier like that too. Okay, we're doing the brakes on the MCI here. The linings there, this one has a hole so you can get in there and get to the spring on there. So we got the spring hooked up. We got new S-cam bushings in there. We had to remount this differently because of the way it was previously mounted on here. The exhaust vent had been on the top So we had to flip it over 180 and then change some of the clocking on the plumbing on it. But it is for the right. They are left side and right side specific. This is the correct side it was on. It's just somebody had mounted it wrong a long time ago. And it was all filled with rust and corrosion up in there too, because the water wasn't able to eject out of there when it for the exhaust port. Karen is putting the new shock bushings on. They were all worn out and loose on there, but the shocks are still good. DB3 is mounted. All the new air hoses are on for the air brakes. They repaired some of the airbag bolts. A couple of them weren't tight and a couple of them were turned around backwards. We got that fixed under there. The new brake linings are on. The new races we're just now putting in here. Tyler's putting the races in the new hub, or the hub there. Yeah, the new brake linings are on, new brake spring. S-cam seals are in. S-cams are all inspected and cleaned. So, getting close. Keep on spark. He's grinding off some metal that was on a bump stop over there. Getting ready to put the axle back in. Got the new brake drum getting ready to go
See if
on.
there's any vital tissue under here at all.
New brake. Everything here is ready to go.
An actual amputation or something.
We have the grease bearings on here, and we put the block off plate on there so that oil and the grease stay separate.
Here.
All right, we're going to add air to it here and see if the air system that we replaced all the airlines actually.
Well, except for a couple, we needed a few fittings that just came in, but we'll do those afterward.
The only noise I hear is where he's filling it from, so that's a good sign.
Can you go let me know what the air pressure is up to?
It'll take a while, Tyler.
I know, I just don't want to overrun it.
Air pressure is in the bus currently at about 55 and rising.
Starting to slow down when it catch up to the tank.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's never enough to fill it all the way.
Depth to jump, depth to jump.
John, you're going.
Pressure now at 62 and rising.
Okay.
Let's see if we can go. See if it'll let her release the parking brake yet.
Will it let you release the parking brake, or does it push it?
Is there a leak on the other side starting?
Yeah, here's something.
Hang on, I gotta get to that.
Something's leaking. Something's leaking pretty significantly.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
I'm gonna start this
Try to release the parking brake.
Remember what size wrench went on this? Like a 7/8 maybe, or 3/4?
What's under the bag? How many PSI you're going to?
Just tell her to inflate it once the horn stop.
John, to Deb, would you please inflate the right rear bag? We'll tell you when to stop.
Okay.
Squishy.
Currently reading 0, now I'm inflating.
We're going to go just until it lifts up off of that block, and we can remove that block.
All good. Keep going.
Okay.
Did we get a cotter pin for this clevis?
We didn't put it in, but we can do that momentarily. What's the right rear pressure? Keep going.
Right rear pressure is about 22.
Oh, yeah, it's got a long way to go.
Oh no, there's stuff on this one too. That's why it was stuck.
Yeah.
I'll grind that off. All right.
Put the cotter pin in the brake there.
And as soon as I need a needle nose or something.
Tell her to go ahead and she can stop.
See
That.
if you can stop filling now, and see if you can release the parking brake.
Just looking at some of the fuel lines, we might have to put a heat wrap on one of them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
It looks like it's slowly going to come back up.
Let's see what's going on over there, Tyler.
No, what
On the
happened?
other side?
Actually, it sounds like it's leaking.
Yes, we have a air release leak somewhere on the left. Hold on.
Do you want me to pull it back up or just leave it leaking?
Just leave it for a minute.
Leave it until we say.
Is it the clamshells?
That's not where the big leak is.
It's on
This
the
hose is
inversion
loose.
valve.
This hose is loose.
All right, hold on. Let me get that.
Go ahead and click the parking brake release.
We still have
Let
that
me take
tail
this
light
out.
out. I forgot about that.
The veil light.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, whatever. That is the least of our problems right now.
What's
I'll fix that up the day we leave. No problem.
What's the matter?
Tail light's out.
What tail light? Oh God!
Wait a minute. They put it on. I told them to put it on. They did. I saw them.
It doesn't. No.
Different light.
Light bulb's out.
A different one.
We'll deal
Time
with
to
it in a
start.
minute.
Time to
All
start.
right, are we ready? All right, here we go. You want to film it?
He's filming.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you're gonna watch for the oil pressure gauge.
First go to engine run, so it can run.
Just watch out for that fan belt.
Yep. And find. I need to wipe that off. It's still too dirty. There, that's clean. Oh, those wires are in the way. Smooth those. There. All right.
Moment of
Like I
truth.
say, it may be hard to start.
Yep. Rear start on. Okay. Here we go. Okay, you're on again. I'm not gonna start.
a couple brake checks. That's good. Yeah.
Okay. Set the parking brake, put it in neutral, and release the service brake.
Carefully.
Yeah, carefully.
Is the parking brake holding?
I'm pretty sure it's holding.
It is.
All right, that's good. Now you're going to back all the way out to the street. I'll walk behind you. Oh, and we stop and let's back in it.
We're testing the parking brake and it's holding on that super steep hill.
We log everything. Just because.
So your parking brake before would have not held for that, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't have trusted that.
You're doing great. Just keep going.
I was a little suspicious as to whether it would hold this time, but I was gratified that as soon as we stopped skidding a little due to weight on the gravel,
Straight, keep it straight.
we were all good. All around.
No, good.
But, all right, are you ready?
Yeah, that's a dead radio. Later. Okay.
Go ahead and sit. Traffic, none.
Good on the gate over there?
Yep. Clear the gate.
Two on each side.
We are good. All right.
If there's nobody around, just kind of give it a little test of the brake so you get used to the feel of it here and see how. Okay.
They feel nice and snug. They don't feel a lot different from before.
Yeah,
but of
well,
course I could.
It will if you jack on them. It will, but yeah, you don't.
Hold on, I'm gonna test them.
Okay.
That wasn't even a hard push. That was just a push.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to throw everything.
Okay, that's more.
Yeah.
Okay, now I have somebody behind me.
Okay.
Got a
Yeah.
little more.
Very smooth. That was really a smooth shift.
We didn't do it.
Maybe, yeah, we just gave it a little shortage in transmission fluid.
get up to that.
It's a steep hill. Yeah.
Yeah.
That propane snort would come in handy.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. You keep wanting that propane snort. She's all good. This is floored.
Yeah, it's probably building up some heat right now too.
She's still at 160. She runs cool, but if we ran her for about 20 minutes, she'd probably be up to temperature. Okay, and the hill is getting me down to the speed limit of 20. Okay, here comes my parade lap around the town square. Alright, hello, town square.
Pretty far.